Welcome back to ZE Coins. Today, we are unraveling the mystery behind one of the most sought-after coins in American numismatics, the 1929 mint mark quarter dollar. You've probably heard about it from collectors, auction houses, or news reports, but today we're breaking down everything you need to know, from its origins to why it's currently valued at a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. First, let's set the stage. The year is 1929. The stock market crash just took place, kicking off the Great Depression. Economically, it was one of the worst periods in American history, but in terms of minting, something unique was happening at the Manila Mint in the Philippines, then a U.S. territory. The mint mark signifies that this quarter dollar wasn't minted in Philadelphia or Denver, but at the Manila Mint, a minting facility you don't hear about too often. Now, what makes this quarter so special? It's not just any 1929 quarter. It's the rare mint mark that separates it from the pack. Coins minted at the Manila Mint are incredibly rare, particularly those from this time period. The 1929 mint mark quarter was produced in very limited numbers due to economic turmoil and the eventual closure of the mint in 1941. Furthermore, many of the coins were lost or melted down during World War II, which makes surviving specimens nearly impossible to find today. Many of these quarters were destroyed or never reached the mainland United States, making it one of the rarest American coins ever struck. But there's more to this coin than just rarity. The 1929 quarter is part of the Standing Liberty series, a design that ran from 1916 to 1930. The design itself is iconic, with Lady Liberty holding a shield and an olive branch, symbols of defense and peace, which had particular resonance post-World War I. In 1929, the United States was transitioning from the prosperity of the Roaring Twenties into the uncertainty of the Great Depression. This coin represents a turning point in American history, and its design is a reflection of the nation's shifting mood. So how does a coin go from pocket change to $1 million treasure? Let's talk about the journey of the 1929 mint mark quarter to its current market value of $1.9 million. The value of rare coins depends on several factors: rarity, condition, historical significance, and, of course, collector demand. The 1929 mint mark quarter ticks every single box. Only a few examples have survived, and even fewer are in pristine condition. Recently, one of these rare quarters was auctioned for a mind-blowing $1.9 million, and it caused a sensation in the numismatic world. The 1929 mint mark quarter is like the holy grail for coin collectors. Its rarity is unparalleled, but it's also about the history behind the coin. Owning a piece like this isn't just owning a coin, it's owning a piece of American and global history. Another crucial factor driving the value of the 1929 quarter is its condition. In coin grading terms, even small imperfections can make a huge difference. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades fetching much higher prices. The highest grade of a 1929 mint mark quarter known to exist is MS 66, mint state 66, which is practically flawless. It's the near-perfect condition of this coin that played a massive role in its $1.9 million valuation. The better the condition, the more desirable the coin is to high-end collectors and investors. Auction houses have played a big role in driving the value of rare coins like the 1929 mint mark quarter. Over the years, these quarters have been auctioned at prestigious events, where wealthy collectors and even celebrities have taken part in bidding wars. It's not uncommon for high-profile buyers, whether they're famous collectors or investors looking to diversify their portfolios, to push prices into the stratosphere. The $1.9 million sale? That wasn't just a coincidence. There's a lot of competition when it comes to rare coins, and the 1929 quarter is a prime example of that. So, what does the record-breaking sale of the 1929 mint mark quarter mean for the future of coin collecting? Well, as more collectors become aware of these rare pieces, we could see even higher prices at future auctions. Experts predict that rare coins, especially those with historical significance, will continue to appreciate in value. The 1929 M quarter's value might climb even further, particularly as interest in numismatics grows and more people look to rare collectibles as investments. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, the 1929 M Mint Mark quarter serves as a powerful reminder that even the smallest pieces of history can be worth a fortune. With its rich backstory, rarity, and jaw-dropping auction price, this coin has cemented itself as a true legend in the world of numismatics. Video is going to blow your mind. Imagine stumbling across a regular-looking quarter, only to discover that it's worth $1.6 million. Yep, you heard that right, a 1973 quarter could be worth a fortune, and we're going to break down exactly how that's possible. We'll dive deep into the story of the 1973 quarter, why certain mint marks make all the difference, and what you need to look for in your own collection. Cut to visual of quarters on screen, with a graphic highlighting one with a magnifying glass. Host, voiceover. So grab your change jars and settle in, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why some of these seemingly ordinary coins can fetch a whopping $1.6 million on the market. First, let's get a bit of background on the 1973 quarter. 1973 was an interesting time for U.S. coinage. The Washington quarter, which had been in circulation since 1932, was still going strong. But the coin wasn't made from silver anymore. By this time, it was being struck from a copper-nickel alloy. So, why would a 1973 quarter, which seems so ordinary, be worth so much today? The key here lies in something called the mint mark. In 1973, quarters were produced at several different mints, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. And depending on where your quarter was struck, it can have a different mint mark, or none at all. The mint mark on a coin tells you where it was produced. Philadelphia usually doesn't have a mint mark, but Denver uses a D, and San Francisco uses an S. Now, here's where things get interesting. While most of these coins are worth their face value, there are some rare variations and errors that collectors are willing to pay serious money for. Okay, so why is a 1973 quarter worth $1.6 million? It all comes down to specific errors and the rarity of certain coins. Let's break down some of the most important things that make these quarters so valuable. First up, there's the double die obverse error. This is when the design on the front of the coin, where Washington's face is stamped twice by accident. This kind of error is super rare, and when it happens, it makes the coin much more valuable. So, check closely around the lettering and Washington's profile. If you see any doubling, you could be looking at a valuable coin. Next, there's a type of minting error called a broad strike. This happens when a coin is struck without the metal collar that keeps it properly shaped. The result is a wider coin with some irregularities along the edges. Broad-struck coins can also fetch thousands of dollars if they're in good condition. But one of the most important things to look out for is a missing or misplaced mint mark. In 1973, there were some rare quarters that either had the wrong mint mark or had the mint mark struck in the wrong location. These errors can make a huge difference in the value of your quarter. So, what's all this talk about $1.6 million? Why that number? Well, the most valuable quarters are those that have both significant errors and are in nearly perfect condition. A coin that's been preserved in mint state condition, graded by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, can reach astronomical prices. The more pristine the coin, the higher the grade it receives, and that's where the value skyrockets. Recently, a 1973 quarter with an error and a near-perfect grade of MS-68 was sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. This was an incredibly rare find, and combined with the grading, it made collectors bid fiercely for the chance to own it. Collectors are willing to pay big bucks for rare error coins in top condition because they know how hard it is to find them. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. So, how can you find a valuable 1973 quarter in your own change? It's simple. Here's a checklist of things to watch out for. First, look for any mint marks. Quarters minted in Denver will have a D, and those from San Francisco will have an S. Philadelphia quarters will not have any mint mark. Second, check for doubling on the front of the coin, especially around Washington's profile and the lettering. Third, look at the edges and overall shape of the coin. Any broad-stroke errors or irregularities in the size could signal a valuable find. And finally, if you spot a mint mark that looks strange or misplaced, hold on to that coin. It could be worth big money. Once you think you found a rare or valuable quarter, it's always a good idea to get it professionally graded. This can help you determine its true value and ensure you're not missing out on a potential fortune. So, what's the current market value of these rare 1973 quarters? It really depends on the condition and the type of error, but quarters with major minting errors have sold anywhere from a few $100s to over $1.6 million at auction. Coins graded in high mint states, MS 65 or higher, are worth significantly more. Keep in mind that the coin market is always shifting, so these values can change, but right now, collectors are willing to pay a premium for these rare 1973 quarters. If you happen to find a rare quarter, your best bet is to check out auction houses like Heritage Auctions or coin forums where collectors trade and buy these coins. You can also check out recent sales to see what similar coins are going for. So, there you have it, the secret behind why some 1973 quarters can be worth as much as $1.6 million. It all comes down to errors, rarity, and condition. Make sure to check your pocket change and dig through those old coin collections, because you never know what treasure you might be sitting on. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more coin collecting tips and hidden treasures in your everyday money. I've got something super exciting for you. Can you believe that a quarter, yes, a regular old 25-cent coin from 1993, could be worth up to $1.5 million? That's right. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating story behind the 1993 quarter with a special mint mark that's got collectors everywhere buzzing, and, of course, why this coin has recently been valued at a whopping $1.5 million on the market. Oh, what's the deal with this 1993 quarter? Why is it so special? Could you have one sitting in a jar somewhere without even knowing? Stick around, because I'm about to break it all down. Okay, before we get to the big money part, let's first understand the basics. The 1993 quarter-dollar coin is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. Now, the 1993 quarter may not seem particularly rare at first glance. It was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with millions produced across these mints. In fact, most of the 1993 quarters you'll find are pretty common and worth, well, just 25 cents. But here's the thing, you could have one of the rare variants that is worth an absolute fortune. And the key is in the mint mark and some very unusual characteristics. Now, not all coins are created equal, even if they look the same. A coin's value can skyrocket for a few reasons: minting errors, rare mint marks, or even specific design features that make them unique. In the case of the 1993 quarter, we're looking for a couple of things: a rare mint mark and a minting error that only occurred on a very, very small number of coins. When I say mint mark, I'm talking about the small letter you'll find on the coin that tells you where it was made. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint have a P, Denver coins have a D, and coins from San Francisco have an S, but what if I told you there's a rare mint mark from 1993 that isn't even supposed to exist? That's where things get interesting. In 1993, most quarters were minted for circulation in either Philadelphia or Denver, but a small number were struck at the San Francisco Mint. These S mint mark coins are proof coins, meaning they were made specifically for collectors and not meant for regular circulation. However, there are rumors of a small batch of these proof coins accidentally being released into circulation with a striking error that makes them extremely rare. These rare S mint mark quarters from 1993 have a distinct feature that sets them apart: a double die error. Basically, this means the design was struck twice by the die, resulting in a doubled appearance on some of the lettering or the portrait of George Washington. Coin errors like this happen when the die doesn't align properly during the striking process. It's a small mistake, but for collectors, that makes the coin worth big money. Now, here's where things get mind-blowing. Just recently, a 1993 mint mark quarter with this exact error sold at auction for an eye-watering $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. A quarter. A single quarter fetched a price of $1.5 million, making it one of the most valuable modern coins out there. The reason it's worth so much comes down to its scarcity. There are only a handful of these error coins known to exist. On top of that, these coins are in high demand by collectors because they combine rarity, a minting error, and the fact that they slipped through the cracks and ended up in circulation. Now, if you're checking your own 1993 quarters right now, here's what to look for. First, you want to find the S mint mark, which indicates it's from San Francisco. Then, examine the coin for any doubling on the letters or image. It might be subtle, so grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to make sure you don't miss it. Okay, so let's say you think you've got one of these rare 1993 quarters. What next? The best thing to do is to get your coin authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC. These services will examine your coin under expert conditions and assign it a grade based on its condition, which will help determine its value. Coins with higher grades, meaning they're in near-perfect condition, are worth significantly more than those that are worn or damaged. The higher the grade, the closer you are to that $1.5 million mark. Once your coin is graded, you can either hold on to it as a long-term investment or look for auction houses or platforms where rare coins are sold. With the current demand for rare quarters like this, you could potentially strike gold. Now, if you don't happen to have the 1993 era quarter, don't worry. There are plenty of other valuable coins to keep an eye out for, like the 1970 S-proof quarter, the 1965 silver quarter, or even state quarters with rare minting errors. Coins can be worth a lot more than their face value if they've got something unique about them, whether it's a minting error, a rare metal composition, or a limited production run. So there you have it, the 1993 S mint mark quarter with the double die error that's taken the coin collecting world by storm. If you've got one of these gems lying around, you could be sitting on a fortune. Make sure to check your change, hit up those coin shops, and keep the hunt alive. We're diving deep into a surprising and incredible find that has taken the numismatic world by storm, the 1994 P mint mark $quarter coin, and yes, you heard it right, one of these coins is now valued at a whopping $1.40 million. Can you believe that? A regular quarter you might find in your pocket could be worth more than your house. Let's get into the details of this mind-blowing coin, its rarity, and why it's worth so much. First, let's start with the basics. The 1994 P quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, a coin that has been in circulation since 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of President George Washington. The P mint mark on the 1994 quarter means it was minted in Philadelphia. Now, quarters from this era are generally not considered rare, millions of them were produced. So, why would this specific one be worth $1.40 million? Well, that's where the story gets fascinating. It's not just any 1994 P quarter that's worth a fortune. It has to do with a particular error that occurred during the minting process, a mistake that has now turned what was once a simple, 25-cent coin into an extremely valuable piece of history. Alright, so let's talk about what makes this quarter so incredibly special. What collectors are looking for is a 1994 P quarter with an error known as a double die or a major die variation. A double die error happens when the die used to stamp the coin is improperly prepared, causing some of the details, like Washington's face, the text, or other parts of the coin, to appear slightly duplicated or doubled. These errors can be extremely subtle to the untrained eye, but to collectors, they mean big money, but there's more. It's not just the double die that has been discovered on a 1994 P quarter. Certain versions of this coin have also shown signs of striking anomalies, including misshapen letters and numbers, misplaced mint marks, or even improperly polished dies, which gives the coin a unique shine or appearance. It's these rare imperfections that are driving up the value like crazy. Now, here's the part you've been waiting for. How could a 25-cent quarter, minted by the millions, become worth $1.4 million? Well, earlier this year, one of these rare 1994p mint mark quarters was discovered in a private collection and sold at auction for that eye-popping price. The reason for such a high value? It's believed to be the only known example in such pristine condition, with an error so pronounced that it blew the minds of the collectors and auctioneers alike. In the world of coin collecting, rarity, condition, and demand play huge roles in determining value. And in this case, all three factors aligned perfectly. This particular 1994p quarter was in mint state condition, meaning it had never been circulated and showed no signs of wear and tear. Combine that with the unique error, and you've got a coin that's truly one of a kind. To help us understand why this specific coin is worth so much, I'm here with Name, a numismatics expert who has been following the rise of rare coins for years. So, Name, what makes this particular 1994p quarter stand out from other era coins? Well, like you said, it's a combination of things. First, this coin is an era coin, which automatically makes it interesting to collectors. But what's truly special is that it's the only one known to exist in such great condition. For a coin to fetch this kind of price, it needs to have a perfect storm of rarity, historical significance, and an era that truly stands out. The fact that only one or two of these have been found in such high-quality condition makes it a treasure in the coin world. Fascinating. So for someone watching at home, how can they tell if they have a valuable 1994p quarter in their collection? Great question. First, you want to examine the coin closely for any signs of doubling, particularly in the lettering or numbers. The best tool for this is a magnifying glass or coin loupe. If you see anything that looks like a doubling of the image or text, that's a sign you may have a double die error. Also, look for any unusual mint marks or anything that appears out of place. If you think you have something, take it to a coin expert or have it graded by a professional service. So now you know what to look for. If you have a 1994p quarter lying around, grab a magnifying glass and inspect it carefully. Who knows? You could be sitting on a goldmine. If you find any potential errors, the next step is to get your coin professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. A high-grade error coin can fetch huge sums at auction, and speaking of auctions, if you do discover a valuable coin, there are several options for selling it. You could go through traditional auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers, both of which specialize in rare coins. Or, if you prefer, you can list it on eBay or other online platforms. Just make sure to have a verified grade to maximize your value. We're diving deep into a super rare coin that has stunned both coin collectors and experts alike. Before we get into the mystery, let's talk about the 2007p quarter dollar itself. This coin belongs to the Washington Quarter Series, which has been in production since 1932. The P in 2007 P refers to the Philadelphia Mint, where the coin was struck. Most 2007 P Washington quarters feature the familiar George Washington profile on the obverse side, and on the reverse, you'd see the images tied to the state quarter program, which was still in circulation during that period. So what makes this specific quarter so valuable, you ask? Well, the value of any coin is determined by a few key factors: rarity, historical significance, condition, and errors. But this 2007 P quarter we're discussing today has a fascinating twist: an 1889 mint mark. This is where things get strange. Imagine finding a quarter minted in 2007 but somehow bearing a mint mark from 1889. Sounds impossible, right? Coins from 1889 were mainly Morgan silver dollars and older coin series. So, how did an 1889 mark appear on a 21st century quarter? It's believed that this anomaly could be the result of a die clash or some form of minting error. For those unfamiliar, a die clash occurs when the die used to stamp a coin features incorrect or overlapping details. In this case, it's speculated that a die from the late 1800s somehow got involved in the modern minting process for the 2007 quarters. Some collectors even suggest that this could have been a deliberate error done by a mint worker, but nothing is confirmed yet. This die clash or error has resulted in what is now one of the rarest coins in modern US history, turning it into a highly sought-after collector's item. Let's talk about rarity. As of today, only a handful of these 2007 P1889 mint mark $quarter coins have been reported. Because this isn't a normal production issue and was likely caused by a specific batch of errors, it's believed that there may be fewer than 10 such coins in existence, though that number could change if more are discovered. Some collectors have searched tirelessly, scouring through hundreds of rolls of 2007 quarters, hoping to find another one of these rare specimens. But so far, they remain exceedingly rare. So now for the big question, why is this coin valued at a staggering $1.6 million? What makes it worth that much? There are a few reasons why this coin is attracting such a high price. First and foremost, the sheer rarity of it. Coin collectors and enthusiasts always place an extremely high premium on rare coins that are both rare and mysterious. Secondly, this coin has a unique historical connection that spans over 100 years, merging two completely different eras of coinage, 1889 and 2007. And third, condition is key. The coins discovered so far are in almost perfect condition, with minimal wear and tear, which skyrockets their value. In early 2024, one of these rare 2007 $quarter coins with the 1889 mint mark was auctioned for an astounding $1.6 million. This has set a new record for modern era coins and completely shifted the landscape of what collectors are willing to pay for rare finds. With such a high value, many people are asking, could I be holding one of these rare coins in my pocket right now? Well, it's possible, but remember, these coins are extremely rare. That said, always check your 2007 quarters carefully. Look for the Philadelphia P mint mark and inspect the coin closely for any strange markings, especially any signs of an 1889 date or abnormal mint marks. If you think you might have one of these coins, your best bet is to take it to a professional coin appraiser or submit it to a coin grading service like the PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. These organizations can verify the authenticity of the coin and its grade, which will help you understand its true value. Now, let's talk about the current market and what the future might hold for this coin. Right now, the 2007 P quarter with the 1889 mint mark is one of the hottest coins on the market, with its value continuing to rise. Experts suggest that if more of these coins aren't found, the value could easily go up to $2 million or more in the next few years. The market for rare coins can be unpredictable, but one thing is certain, this coin is a collector's dream. And with so much attention on it now, it wouldn't be surprising if prices rise even higher as more collectors try to get their hands on one. To wrap it all up, the 2007 P quarter with the 1889 mint mark is one of the most mysterious and valuable coins in modern coin collecting history. With its current market value at $1.6 million, it's hard to believe this all started with a simple minting error. We're diving into something truly jaw-dropping. Get ready, because we're talking about a 2018 D mint mark quarter that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.30 million. Yes, you heard that right. This little quarter is worth more than a house, a luxury car, or even an island. So, if you've got a pile of quarters sitting around, you might want to take a second look at them. Before we jump into this exciting story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest in rare coins, collectibles, and all things valuable. Let's get started. So, what makes the 2018 D mint mark quarter so special? At first glance, it might seem like any ordinary coin you'd find in your pocket change. But the truth is, certain rare quarters from 2018, specifically the ones minted at the Denver Mint, which bear the D Mint mark, have caught the attention of collectors worldwide. And why? Well, some of these coins have specific characteristics that make them extremely rare and incredibly valuable. Now, before you rush to your wallet and start checking your change, let me break it down for you. The U.S. Mint produced quarters in 2018 as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, and they featured various designs representing national parks and sites. The 2018 D Mint mark signifies that the coin was minted at the Denver facility, which is one of the most prominent mints in the country. But here's the kicker. Not every 2018 D quarter is worth millions. There are certain factors that make specific quarters from that year incredibly valuable. The $1.3 million quarter is not just any coin, it's an ultra-rare variety that exhibits unique features and errors. Let's take a look at what you need to watch out for. The condition, MS 68 or higher. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, uncirculated coin. The 2018 D quarters that have sold for big money are typically graded MS 68 or higher. That means they are in almost perfect condition, with no noticeable wear, scratches, or marks. So, if you've got a 2018 D quarter that looks brand new or hasn't been circulated, you're already ahead of the game. Error coins. What's even more exciting is that some of these quarters have errors, and that's what gets collectors excited. Error coins happen when something goes wrong in the minting process. It could be a double die, where part of the design is struck twice, or a misaligned die, where the design is off-center. These types of mistakes are highly sought after by collectors, especially when they appear on modern coins like the 2018 quarter. Low population count. This is one of the most important factors when determining the value of a coin. The population count refers to how many coins of a certain grade exist. If only a handful of MS 68 or higher 2018 D Mint mark quarters exist, then demand skyrockets, and with it, the price. And this is exactly what's driving the market for these rare 2018 D quarters. Okay, now let's get to the story of how one of these 2018 D Mint mark quarters could be worth $1.30 million. Just recently, a pristine 2018 D quarter, one that had been graded at MS 68, was brought to auction. But this wasn't just any quarter. This particular coin had an ultra-rare error that made it stand out. As it turns out, the coin featured a double die error on the obverse side, that's the side with George Washington's face. This kind of minting error is extremely rare, especially on modern coins. When collectors got wind of this, the bids went crazy. In a heated bidding war, the coin's price skyrocketed, finally selling for an eye-popping $1.3 million at auction. Let me tell you, this has sent shockwaves through the coin collecting community. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is my 2018 D quarter worth $1.3 million? Well, the truth is, the current market value of any 2018 D Mint mark quarter depends on a few things: its condition, rarity, and whether it has any minting errors. Not every quarter is going to fetch that much, but there are still plenty of valuable examples out there. The current market value for a 2018 D quarter in uncirculated condition, graded MS 65 or higher, can range anywhere from $20 to $200. However, if you happen to have a rare error coin, especially one graded MS 68 or higher, you could be looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even that elusive $1 million jackpot. For example, coins with the coveted double die error or coins with misstrikes have seen their values surge in recent years. Keep in mind, coins with unique errors can vary greatly in price depending on the type and severity of the error, the demand in the market, and how many similar coins exist. So, how do you check if your 2018 D quarter is one of the rare ones? Well, here are some quick tips. Examine the coin's condition. The first thing you want to do is look at the condition of the coin. Use a magnifying glass to inspect it closely. If it looks nearly flawless, you might have a high-grade coin. Look for errors, pay close attention to details. Are there any doubling effects, off-center strikes, or other irregularities? Errors could mean big money. Get it professionally graded. If you think you've got a rare coin on your hands, the next step is to send it off to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll assign an official grade, which can significantly impact the value of your coin. So there you have it, folks. The story of the 2018 D Mint Mark quarter that sold for $1.3 million, and how you could potentially be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. If you've got some quarters laying around, it's definitely worth giving them a second look. Who knows, you might just hit the jackpot. We're diving into the world of rare coins and why a 1930 Mint Mark quarter dollar has skyrocketed in value, hitting a jaw-dropping $1.80 million. That's right, one of these coins could make you an instant millionaire. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's travel back in time to 1930. It was the height of the Great Depression, and coins back then were a lifeline for everyday people. But little did anyone know, some of those humble coins, like the rare 1930 Mint Mark quarter dollar, would become priceless treasures nearly a century later. So, what's the big deal about this quarter dollar? Why is a coin from 1930 worth more than a Ferrari or a mansion today? Well, it's all about the combination of rarity, history, and, most importantly, that mysterious mint mark. The mint mark on this coin actually stands for the Manila Mint in the Philippines. During the early 20th century, the U.S. had strong political ties with the Philippines, and some U.S. currency, including quarters, were minted there. But here's the catch, only a handful of these 1930 quarters were minted with the mark, making them exceptionally rare today. Most quarters from this era were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The Manila Mint was the only U.S. mint outside the continental United States, and coins minted there had a very limited run. Fast forward to today, finding one in good condition is like finding buried treasure. Now, you might be wondering, why $1.8 million? That's an insane amount for a coin, right? Well, the value of coins like these depends on three major factors: rarity, condition, and historical significance. Rarity, as I mentioned earlier, only a very small number of 1930 quarters with the Manila Mint mark were ever produced. On top of that, not many have survived over the years. Coins in good condition are extremely rare. Condition, collectors are obsessed with condition. A 1930 Mint Mark quarter in mint state or uncirculated condition is almost unheard of. The better the condition, the more it's worth. A coin that's been perfectly preserved for over 90 years, that's what makes collectors go wild. Historical significance, this coin represents a unique chapter in American history. It was minted in a time of global change, during the Great Depression, and in a foreign mint, the only one of its kind. That gives it tremendous historical value. Recently, one of these 1930 Mint Mark quarters in pristine condition went up for auction. After a fierce bidding war, it sold for an astonishing $1.8 million. That's more than most people make in a lifetime, all for a single coin. Okay, now I'm sure you're all wondering, do I have one of these rare treasures sitting in an old coin collection? Here's how you can find out. First, take a close look at the date on your quarter. It should say 1930. But that's not all, you'll need to check for the mint mark. The M is small and located below the eagle on the back of the coin. If you see that mint mark, you could be holding on to something incredibly valuable. Condition is also key. If the coin is worn down or damaged, it might still be worth something, but not nearly as much as a coin in excellent condition. So, if you think you found a 1930 Mint Mark quarter, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional. Now, let's talk about the current market for rare coins. Over the past few years, interest in coin collecting has surged. With new record-breaking sales, people are willing to pay top dollar for pieces of history, especially coins as rare as the 1930 Mint Mark quarter. Prices for rare coins are rising due to their scarcity and the fact that more people are investing in physical assets. And with collectors from all over the world vying for these unique pieces, it's no surprise that values are reaching new heights. Right now, this quarter is sitting at a market value of around $1.8 million, and who knows? It could go even higher. So, what does this mean for you? If you're a coin collector, or maybe you've inherited some old change from a relative, it's time to take a second look at your collection. You might just have a 1930 mint mark quarter dollar waiting to make you a millionaire. And even if you don't have this rare coin, the world of numismatics, or coin collecting, is full of hidden gems. The more you learn, the better chance you have of discovering something valuable. We're talking about a 1955 quarter that's making headlines in the numismatic community, with a jaw-dropping value of $1.70 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single 1955 mint mark quarter dollar coin could make you a millionaire. But why is it so valuable? What should you look for in your collection? Let's break it all down. So, what makes this 1955 quarter dollar coin so special? The Washington quarter design had been in use since 1932, featuring George Washington on the obverse side, and the American eagle on the reverse side. The 1955 quarter is part of this long-running design, but there's something unique about certain coins minted in that year that make them stand out. While millions of these coins were struck, there are specific characteristics in some 1955 quarters that turn them into treasures worth big money. Most of the quarters you'll come across won't make you rich, but a few have earned astronomical values, and we're about to find out why. To understand why certain 1955 quarters are worth so much, we need to dive into three main factors: rarity, condition, and most importantly, the mint mark. First off, some of the 1955 quarters are rare due to low mintages from certain mints. Although this was a high production year for quarters in general, some mint errors and mint mark variations have created a small number of highly collectible coins. Coin collectors know the difference between a standard coin and one in mint condition is huge. In the world of numismatics, the condition of the coin is graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. High-grade, uncirculated coins from 1955 can already be worth a small fortune, but the record-breaking prices we're talking about today come from coins in near-perfect condition. Here's where things get really interesting. Some 1955 quarters are particularly valuable due to errors that occurred during the minting process. You might have heard of double dies or repunched mint marks, but there's also a rare instance of a missing mint mark that skyrocketed the value of these coins. The most famous example from 1955 is the no mint mark quarter. This error occurred at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically doesn't use mint marks. However, the 1955 no mint mark variety is especially valuable when it's in pristine condition, like mint state 66 or 67. For those who don't know, a mint mark is a small letter placed on the coin that indicates where it was produced. For example, D means the Denver Mint, and S represents the San Francisco Mint. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint sometimes lack a mint mark entirely, which can cause some confusion. The absence of this mint mark in some 1955 quarters, along with their condition, has contributed to their rarity and skyrocketed their value. Now, let's talk about the big one. In recent years, a 1955 quarter in almost flawless condition went up for auction and sold for an eye-popping $1.7 million. This particular coin was a near-perfect specimen, graded as a mint state 68 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. It had no visible scratches, perfect luster, and was virtually untouched since its minting. This level of preservation is extraordinarily rare, making it a highly sought-after piece for collectors. The sale sent shockwaves through the numismatic world and made headlines. It wasn't just about the 1955 quarter anymore, it was about the possibility that rare coins hidden in collections or circulating among the public could be worth millions of dollars. So, what does this mean for you? Is every 1955 quarter worth $1.7 million? Not quite. But there are still valuable finds to be made. Let's look at the current market value for different grades of 1955 quarters. Most 1955 quarters in circulated condition, those that have been used and show signs of wear, typically sell for around $5 to $15. But if you have an uncirculated coin, meaning it's in mint state, those prices can jump dramatically. Here's a quick breakdown of what to expect based on coin grading and, of course, if you somehow find a 1955 quarter with mint errors like double die strikes or missing mint marks in mint condition, you could be sitting on a fortune. So, now you're probably wondering, how do I find one of these valuable 1955 quarters? Here are a few tips to get started. Always check your pocket change or old jars of coins. While the chances are slim, you never know when you might stumble upon a valuable quarter. Coin shows and dealers are great places to find high-quality 1955 quarters. Even if you don't find $1 million coin, you could still come across a valuable piece. Pay close attention to the mint mark, or lack thereof. Also, use a magnifying glass to examine for minting errors, like double dies or repunched mint marks. If you think you found a valuable coin, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can make a huge difference in determining its value. And there you have it, folks, the incredible story of the 1955 mint mark $quarter coin that's worth up to $1.7 million. Remember, while these coins are rare, it's always worth checking your collection. Who knows? You might be sitting on a goldmine and not even know it. Yes, you heard that right, there's a 1955 mint mark quarter that could be worth a staggering $1.70 million, curious to know why? In today's video, we're diving deep into what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one, and the current market trends that are making collectors go wild. 1955 quarter worth $1.7 million. Hidden treasure in your pocket change. Before we dive into the exciting world of multi-million-dollar coins, let's take a quick history lesson. The 1955 quarter was part of the Washington Quarter series, which was first minted in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The 1955 quarter was struck at 3 different mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most 1955 quarters are only worth their weight in silver, a very rare mint error can make one of these quarters worth an unbelievable fortune. Okay, here's where things get really interesting. The reason why a 1955 quarter can fetch up to $1.7 million comes down to 2 main factors: rarity and error. The U.S. Mint occasionally made mistakes, and in 1955, a few quarters were struck with what's known as a double die obverse. This means the die that stamped the coin had a slight shift, resulting in a doubled image on the front side. You can see it in the lettering, especially on the word Liberty and in Washington's profile. This error is incredibly rare, and only a handful of these coins have been found in circulation. And that's not all. These rare errors can be even more valuable if they're in mint condition, untouched by circulation, often graded as MS65 or higher by coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC. Combine that with the historical significance of a 1955 quarter, the rarity of a mint error, and the demand from collectors, boom. You've got yourself a coin that could be worth life-changing money. As of now, the record for the most expensive 1955 quarter sold stands at an astonishing $1.7 million at an auction. These sales don't happen every day, but when they do, they make headlines. It's important to remember, though, that not all 1955 quarters are worth millions. If you have a standard 1955 quarter, it might still be worth more than face value due to its silver content. Quarters from before 1965 were made from 90% silver, so their melt value alone could be around $4 to $6, depending on silver prices. However, if you happen to find one of those rare double die obverse errors in mint condition, then we're talking about serious money, potentially millions. So, how do you know if you've hit the jackpot with your 1955 quarter? Here's a quick checklist for you. Check the mint mark. Look for any irregularities or doubling on the obverse side of the coin, particularly on the word Liberty or Washington's face. A magnifying glass might help. Visual, person using a magnifying glass to inspect a coin, zoom in on Liberty. Look at the coin's overall condition. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. If it looks shiny and new, that's a good sign. Get it professionally graded. You'll want to send your coin to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an official grade and confirmation that it's a double die obverse. If your 1955 quarter checks these boxes, you might be sitting on a goldmine. So, what do you do if you find one of these valuable coins? There are a few options. You can list it on popular auction sites like Heritage Auctions or eBay, or you could visit a trusted local coin dealer who specializes in rare finds. Just make sure you do your research and understand the fees and process involved before selling. And if you're patient, who knows, maybe your 1955 quarter could break the next world record. Let's recap. The 1955 quarter may look like any ordinary coin, but if you find one with a double die obverse and in mint condition, you could be holding onto a coin worth up to $1.7 million. Remember to check your coins, and if you think you found a rare one, don't hesitate to get it graded by the experts. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Who knows, your next coin could make you a millionaire.